what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe.
Hello, beautiful, wonderful people of this rotating oblate spheroid. I hope you are very, very well. I'm now starting a new series. I'm going to do a once a week dissection. So the episode today is Dissecting Dell, the words he uses and how he manipulates his followers. So I'm going to basically go through a video that Lad Bible actually released. I was going to do a video on this myself, but I noticed that Dell has. So I'm going to go through and analyse Dell's analysis. So this is going to be an analysis of an analysis. Tongue twister. But I was a flat earther. I broke free of the belief system, the thought patterns, the behaviours that make you believe you are right. And I want to help other people get out of that. So this series basically is going to be concentrating on the language used to make you believe in things that aren't real, i.e. flat earth. So I'm going to play that clip now, and like I say, this sort of new series and episodes, it's a dissection. So if ever you see Dissecting, I'm going to concentrate on Dell. This might be in 1 or 2 takes, I'm not too sure, in 2 parts. His video is over an hour long, but I can assure you mine won't be, because I can't sit for an hour and watch Dell, but I will sit for as long as it takes for me to confirm to you that this man is a flat earth zealot, a charlatan and a fraud. I'm going to stop using the word con man, because that pushes flat earth believers away. You'll realise when you realise the earth isn't flat what I have meant all along by saying that. But flat earth zealot is what I'm going to use. So yeah, on to the next. Right, so beautiful truth seekers. This is a flat earther versus scientist. Does flat earth theory make sense? Agree to disagree, Lad Bible. So yeah, I'm going to do a run through of Dell's run through. So let's just play, and I'm going to explain the tactics that he uses to twist your mind into belief systems and patterns. Let's go.
Check the comment section. I'm pretty sure it'll be let's see if I played through it. I'm pretty sure the majority here will be globe zealots. Yeah, let's go.
Right, on a ball, it has a beginning and an end point. That's it. Say that's not the end of it. Say there were land masses found beyond what we're told is the end pole of the earth.
That sounds familiar. I wonder if he said that before.
Nice to meet you too. Cheers.
So let's see here. Let's just a wee. This is the disingenuous, slanted journalism, you know, or how they present things that are always slanted. And it's very subtle. So, you know, and again, you know, we're doing it with alcohol here, which I highly, you know, would not recommend that you enter into any of these kind of discussions under the influence of alcohol. Because emotions and things, your clarity just won't be there. But right away, you can see Matthew, scientist, and Connor has a different label. When in reality, these 2 people here occupy the very same singular objective reality. Now, you don't have to be an expert to live your life and experience the world as you experience it. So when we're talking about objectivity, both are scientists because it simply means to explore, to find out, investigate. But this is done deliberately, because right away in people's minds, people are swayed by scientism, this, you know, high ground that they've elevated supposed science, which is actually pseudo-science, the majority of it, when you get right down to it. It's based purely in the realms of mathematics. It's language-based. The majority of the science that we see and are offered through the mainstream. So right away, you know deliberately that you're influencing, swaying people to favour this guy, and this guy right away is on the downward slope because he's just gone a flat earther. Now we all understand that flat earth is a loaded term, and it's been propagated as such through mainstream media deliberately. Propaganda has been in full swing over, I'll say at least 100 years in regards to this topic. So we're seeing some deception, some influence right away, and these are the things that are subtle, quite subliminal.
So what are you setting up now, Dell? What are you doing right now other than setting the scene? This man is a scientist. This man is a flat earther. There is no problem with these labels. I'm sure Connor didn't mind being called a flat earther. You yourself are now using your own influences to influence what other people think of this scientist. Calling the kettle black.
That people don't really pick up on or have their focus on. But it plays a role in how they perceive and hear what's being offered.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers, man.
And that's the problem for me as well. If this guy, whatever his name is, was a real true scientist the way I understand it to be, he wouldn't agree to that either. Because he would be encouraging that everybody has the capabilities. Now, we're not talking about expertise in a particular field, where somebody has, more of an understanding and a grasp within a particular line of expertise, but that does not negate everybody else's capabilities to understand, comprehend these, especially if they're in the realms of the natural sciences based in practicality. So nobody has superiority over another. They may just have a better grasp, a better understanding of whatever particular line of expertise they're in. But as I say, in regards to this, we are experts because it's about your daily life, the actual world that you're living in. But if we go into the realms of a particular avenue of expertise, then fine. But again, you do not have any other more superiority over anybody else. That would just make you an intellectual snob. And not a really rational, sane, balanced person. So I understand cars, I'm a practical guy. If there's something practical that can be demonstrated to me, I will be able to understand it and recreate it myself. So can you.
A man actually went traveled to try and find the actual pillar.
Sorry, I missed that.
A man.
The moon landing was faked. So here we have like the red herring. The moon landing is irrelevant when we're talking about understanding our objective reality that we share. The moon landing happened for the majority of people on a radio or a TV screen. The moon landing, regardless of what went on with it, is not measurable proof or practical references for the claims that are being made about the physical aspects, the substances within our shared reality. But this sets us off on the foot. Conspiracy theorists.
And I don't know many flat earthers that are not moon landing deniers. This is a perfectly good question to get people started on a debate. And again, the reason why people push the moon landings being faked is obviously because in a flat earth, the moon is self-illuminating and it is not a physical object. So proof of the moon landings straight away kills flat earth. So yes, it has everything to do with flat earth.
A man actually went traveled to try and find the actual pillar. telemetry data of the moon landing happening, right? Unfortunately, 700 boxes of magnetic tapes telemetry data is gone. They have no idea where it is.
Actually, it's very, very hard to keep magnetic tape. You're not trying to seriously say Led Zeppelin didn't record Led Zeppelin 1 because that tape no longer exists anymore.
We're literally talking about supposedly one of the greatest ever feats of mankind.
What, the Led Zeppelin album?
Yes.
So Connor was quite right to pick up on that here, because he's just jumped to some other trivial bullshit about Led Zeppelin and what happened with their, master copy or whatever. And as he points out, we're not talking about that here, we're talking about the professed greatest achievement of man.
But literally the greatest feats of mankind, man first walking on the moon. Those tapes, it's not that they're saying these tapes rotted away, these tapes were damaged. They don't know where they are. Yeah, it's as if they never exist. 700 boxes of tapes. I mean, you could call it an anomaly if you want to.
But it's not evidence. If someone comes in and says, I've seen a fairy in my garden.
It's no evidence. I mean, this guy here, as I say, I don't want to bash on him too much, but I'm probably going to, because I can't stand when I see blatant fucking dishonesty. Now, what he's just pointed out to him should raise anybody, especially if you're professing you're a scientist. The scepticism should be there in abundance. Well, of course, that's highly, highly suspicious. But, nah, what we getting now? Let's hear these waffle.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to look under every single blade of grass to say that there wasn't a fairy in the garden,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
Because your claim is so outlandish.
But what I would argue is that what is outlandish is saying that in the 1960s, you put men in...
See, again, he should be hammering him and taking the mastership role. Outlandish. Well, hang on now, Mr. Scientist. You're outlandish because you're quite willing to believe something that you had no direct experience of, although you profess you're a scientist. Don't know how that works. Never had any direct experience of it, but you're quite willing and happy to believe it because you seen it on your TV. Because that's the only place that you would find any semblance of a reason to have that.
What is wrong with seeing something on TV? Because you bring this up quite often, Dell. And obviously there are actual photos of a globe Earth. So yes, we can't trust photos. We can't trust photos. A photo is an image of an actual physical object. So photos can be used as proof, and it's easy to see if photos have been photoshopped. And the only ones I ever see photoshopped are on the flat Earth side. The main one being when the moon was sort of pasted, and you can see the rectangular box behind the Earth. That was not an official NASA photo. That was photoshopped by a flat earther. Would you believe?
Into a metal rocket, and you shot them through a near-perfect vacuum, 250,000 miles away. They landed safely on a rock, 250,000 miles away, and then came back. And then we just didn't go back. That claim is outlandish.
That was actually predicted. So if you go back to there was some papers by Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke, the science fiction writer. This is his defence here again. This guy's not a scientist. And again, it just highlights the types of people that are professing they are the authorities of science. They are the scientists. Right? What he's just said about, his reasons for how he views what happened in the 1960s and how absurd it seems to him, he's then gone and saying, that was predicted. What was predicted that they were going to go to the moon by a fucking science fiction writer? I mean, what kind of response is that? This is why...
There's nothing wrong with a prediction. If you went to Mount Everest, you're not going to climb it 20 times, are you? If you've done it once or twice, you've conquered it. And that's basically what has happened with the moon, and especially the lack of budget. They can't afford to go back because they don't have enough money given to them.
The scientific community is in such a shambles because you've got morons like him, seriously inept, seriously intellectually dishonest and bankrupt. that's his defence. A science fiction writer wrote something. And that's it. I mean, it's astounding, people, really.
My defence of the moon landings would probably be the buggy that has been left on there with a mirror that you can bounce a laser off, radio waves off. So that is physical proof that a man-made object is on the moon. And then there was also the Chinese probe that went over the moon and took images of one of the landing sites, and the buggy trails in the dirt are more or less exactly the same 50 years later due to lack of atmosphere. And I'm sure actually if the Chinese didn't find anything landing wise there, they would have been the first and would have loved to call out America in not going to the moon. We went to the moon.
It's absolutely mind-blowing that that guy gets the title of scientist. Fuck me. It's not even logical, never mind scientific.
You would say there were anomalies, right? You would say it's a base of anomalies, but I would say that basically everything that the majority of
So again, I'm just going to keep interrupting you because so far, you know, this is all about externalising your authority and handing it to other people and discussing other institutions and other people, know their direct experiences. This is, you know, we're not seeing two people here with honesty, sharing direct experience and what they have to share with each other. Right? We're not getting that.
But NASA produced it's fiction.
I find it very difficult to understand what the motivation for NASA be a sort of enormous lying machine.
When you put the Earth in a globe, right?
I don't know, because that's just incredulity, you know, just because you don't know why it does not negate. Right? Again, I'm going to...
But then Dell, just because you don't understand gravity does not negate the fact that it exists. You're a very contradictory person, Dell.
highlight this total stupidity of this with a simple analogy. We walk into a murder scene and you get somebody trying to investigate it, and you've got a guy like him saying, "Oh, I don't think a murder happened because I see no reason for why a murder would have happened. I don't understand why a murder would have happened, therefore it never happened,
I don't understand how water can stick to a ball, so it doesn't happen.
Find all that blood in the dead body and the knife in its heart. I don't know why it would have happened, therefore it didn't happen." Wow.
A ball, it has a beginning and an end point. That's it. Once you go past a certain point, you just end up on the other side, right? But say that's not the end of it.
How about just, Connor, how about just saying to people, look, it doesn't matter about their motivations. Let's not even bother going in that avenue. Let's just keep on the real grounds here and have a proper investigation. Where's the demonstrations? Where's the measurable proofs of claims that are being made?
They're all there, Dale, you just deny them.
There were land masses found beyond what we're told is the end pole of the Earth. You don't want to keep those public knowledge because there's resources here that can be taken advantage of by people in high positions of power. What do?
But who are these people in these high positions of power? Because we've had generations.
They.
And what are the Russians and the Chinese?
Generations of what? Same families with the wealth and the power. Are you that stupid that you don't understand that? Because you've never properly investigated it? Because you're too full of hubris and think that you're a fucking intellectual and jump about with other intellectual snobs who reaffirm your delusional position. Is that right, Mr. Scientist?
And the North Koreans and the South Koreans and the Australians.
I would say.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
I would say when it gets to a certain point, they're all involved. China's all these space agencies, every single one of these.
They're all involved because there's a thing called the Antarctic Treaty. There's treaties for certain areas that they've got agreements upon. So you should have highlighted that to him.
Space agencies are.
And the Antarctic Treaty has nothing to do with stopping people from going to the Antarctic. It is all about environmental preservation of lands. We realise that we're destroying most of our planet, and everybody agreed to just leave Antarctica alone because it is such a wonder. There are resources there probably, and it is being saved. There is no military, nothing. You can go to Antarctica yourself if you want to, Dell. But you probably won't, because it will prove you're wrong.
The same thing. In fact, if you look at China's work, it is some of the worst faking of space that's ever happened. You look at what they're producing and saying is real space travel, and it's people in pools. They're not in space. You can see bubbles coming out of their helmets. It's a joke.
And the bubbles that come out of the helmets never just rise straight up. They go always in all directions. I believe it's actually sort of ice particles that fall off, once they go through the atmosphere, as ice particles build up and they fall off. It is certainly not bubbles.
Flat is probably the most probable. We cannot.
The words here flat, explain to him about level, the geometry, and what we apply in the practical aspects of our daily lives. Have a discussion with him about that.
Prove motion. Without motion, none of it works. And second, obviously being the major one, is that...
That's right, Connor. Without motion, none of it works. So something's moving. It's just that it's not spinning. Something's moving. We're either moving upwards relative to us being within the reference frame, or there's some sort of flow of whatever, electromagnetism or whatever anybody wants to claim.
I can definitely confirm it is not electromagnetism, because say get two masses weigh exactly the same, say an iron, something metal, something magnetic, and then a piece of wood with exactly the same mass, and they would fall at the same rate towards Earth. If it was electromagnetism, the metal item would have a higher potential and would most likely travel a lot quicker to Earth. So this confirms that it is indeed gravity pulling things down. You talk about not being fantastical, Dell, but you just mentioned the Earth rising. I'm probably sure that you're just trying to counteract the fact of gravity.
It comes from the top down.
We can't detect curvature. The globe model's a little bit problematic.
There's plenty of experiments that show the curvature of the Earth.
Here's a bold claim. Experiments. What does he mean by experiments?
To live by the coast, I've got a really expansive view out onto the Atlantic, and I can see the ships and I can see them dip down over the horizon. So
This is the empty, vacuous bullshit. Again, this is a scientist, right? And his experiments, which is not even an experiment, by the way. It's just somebody looking with a serious lack of understanding that his visual geometry is totally different to what the world actually is.
And how do you know that, Dell? If visual geometry is different to what the world actually is, how have you seen it without your visual geometry? I do not understand that one at all.
But he doesn't have that capability because he's never investigated it properly. He's been wheeled out here, right? Because he probably thinks he's somebody and volunteered for it or whatever. Right? That's not an experiment. That's somebody looking and saying, I see stuff that I don't understand.
No, that's an observation, and a very valid observation actually, that ships do disappear bottom up, and the only scientific explanation for that is they have gone over the curvature of Earth. No matter how many words you throw at that, Dell, or how many beliefs, you cannot change fact that the ship is disappearing over a curve.
And therefore, explanation that fits my wee religious bias, and that's good enough for me, and I'm a scientist. I'm afraid that you, whoever your name is, you're just an absolute moron.
Physically seeing the curvature for myself.
Right.
You could also get into a high altitude jet.
He's physically seen the curvature for himself because he thinks he's seen a ship going over rotund convex water. He actually thinks that he was standing on the beach and that the ocean was sloping downwards away from him and the water wasn't flowing. Well, it was maintaining a convexity upon its surface, and he thinks a wee boat went down the hill that doesn't flow. Yeah, when we go to the shorelines, when we pinpoint two land masses with a great distance between them, you know, here in particular, I can pinpoint something with 30 miles between two land masses. I can put a straight edge up to those land masses, and from the central point of my straight edge, there is no deviation left to right from the central point of the Earth's surface, which it must do, because between the two land masses there is an elevation drop from any given starting point to the end point of 350 feet. That would be detectable by vision, by using an apparatus put up to the horizon, and you would see the deviation.
And you can actually, I've seen many an experiment where you're using your eye level and perspective cannot cause things above your eye level to drop below them. And there are many photos I have seen where a mountain off in the distance is higher than the one closer, yet the peak of that mountain in the distance is below the peak of the shorter mountain closer. It cannot be perspective, because perspective cannot bring something below your eye level. Only curvature can.
Left and right of the central point, but there's none. But Smarty Pants scientist here sees something, and that's an experiment.
And I've heard before, actually, if you look on a beach and if you stand and look from the left to the right, the amount of curvature drop each side would be the width of a battery. Do you honestly think with your own eyes that you would see a battery width drop? I don't think so.
And actually physically see the curvature of the Earth. Pilots see it all the time.
A lot of physicists will completely
And again, displaying his illogic, no science, pilots say so.
And yeah, they do. Pilots are very well informed on the shape of our Earth. They navigate on it along the globe. There is no flat Earth map that an aeroplane could fly with. The azimuthal projection, as soon as you get past, or further south you get past the equator, it is so distorted that you could not navigate using it. The distances between Australia and South America are twice what they are in reality. When you put that map onto a globe, they match reality. Why do you think you have more right to tell people what shape this Earth is over a scientist and a pilot? It's a joke. It's a joke, Dell.
Really? So the scientists now handed his authority over to pilots, who they're now the scientists, and they say they see something. Therefore, what we're getting here is hearsay, Chinese whispers, storytelling being passed from one dipshit to another dipshit.
That's flat Earth. That is flat Earth. He has literally just explained flat Earth. I'm going to go back, or try to.
Talking stories, see something, and adding their own drivel on top of it, and trying to pass that off. Pilots
Right.
say so.
What he is about to say is flat Earth in a nutshell.
Really? So the scientists now handed his authority over to pilots, who they're now the scientists, and they say they see something. Therefore, what we're getting here is hearsay, Chinese whispers, storytelling.
This is it.
Being passed from one dipshit to to another dipshit, concocting stories and adding their own drivel on top of it, and trying to pass that off as sad.
So why are there so many contradictory elements within Flat Earth, but none within the heliocentric model? Some believe in an infinite flat plane, some believe in a dome, some believe that there is no dome, some believe that there is an ice wall, others believe that there isn't, some believe in space, others don't believe in space. There are so many contradictions within the flat earth belief system. That's why you have about 5 or 6 factions that are just pulling away from each other, because they have different opinions. Whereas what do us Glovers have? One fact.
Disagree with you. Do you remember when Felix Baumgartner did the jump, the Red Bull jump, right? He'll be the first to tell you that they were using a fisheye lens in the camera. Because from his outlook...
Again, this is the problem when we have people who jump in to, put themselves out in mainstream TV and they're not equipped. Because again, if Connor really dug in and really wanted to learn, he would be able to articulate to this guy, why we're talking purely about visible phenomena when that's not being quantified. It's not a direct measurement of curvature. What you're seeing with your eyes does not define the Earth's dimensions. Because...
Wow, really? So you would go up into space, Dell, see a spherical Earth, and say, "Oh no, I can't trust that." What do you mean by this? How can you be attracted to your wife or your girlfriend if you don't know what they actually look like and you can't trust it?
It's in the realms of vision. It's the geometry of vision. So how the world actually is and how it appears to you through your vision are two separate entities altogether.
Right, I'm going to stop on that one, and I may do the other half. It is difficult. But basically all Dell here is doing is having a rant, trying to discredit the scientist, belittle him, and he is also actually belittling this flat earther because the flat earther hasn't performed well enough in Dell's opinion. I'm sure if Dell sat here, it would have been a bit more heated. And I don't know, it would have probably got a bit too heated actually. That's probably why Lad Bible didn't ask you. Do you really believe in flat earth, Dell? Or are you a flat earth zealot? This whole debacle is just coming down to nothing other than word salad from you. You talk a good talk, but you can't walk a walk, Dell. You cannot walk a walk. You've learnt a way to use language to deceive people. You can be proud of that if you want, but you are pulling people down. Geodetic surveyors measure the curvature. Everything you say is the opposite of truth. I bid you farewell, and I hope you watch this and just realise what a silly person you are to be deconstructing this and making a further fool of yourself. Right. So there, hopefully you'll be able to see and understand the tactics that are being used, the manipulation, the just twisting of opinions. It's about distrust. It's about not trusting the world around you. I didn't, and that was why I became a flat earther. I distrusted governments. I still do a little bit, to be honest, but it doesn't mean the earth's flat. Laying seeds of doubt. There is no fact to support a flat earth. I'd like for you to ask deeply in yourself, what is the one fact that proves a flat earth to you? Because it has been debunked, but you have been mind washed into believing that science cannot be trusted. So that's why I think with my sort of speaking with conspiracy cats, baldy cats, he gained my trust. And a lot of this is what this is about. These people trust Dell more than anyone else they listen to. I trusted Eric Dubay, unfortunately so, and that just shows you once someone gains your trust, if they just hit one thing that you agree on, you'll suddenly become very agreeable with a lot of their opinions. These flat earth zealots push anti-scientism and claim pseudo-science as real science. And again, the role reversal, they will claim that real science is pseudoscience. Everything is flipped. So I've got a note here. They rely on making you think things may be wrong. They're not. The world's wrong. There's a lot wrong with the world. And I think this is how we get twisted into this belief that the governments and, you know, yeah, the governments maybe would lie to us about the shape of our Earth, but scientists wouldn't, navigators wouldn't, people that just look into volcanoes, seismic waves, people, you know, there is millions upon millions upon millions of people that actually have nothing to do with government, and their world and job relies on us living on a globe. You know, that's what gets people into this, is distrust of government. And I still distrust them. I feel they do us wrong a lot. Obviously, at the minute, I am realising that they do care. But they, you know, yes, you can distrust a government and still live quite a normal life. But it is this then turning to, belief in a flat earth, when it is an actual fact that we do live on a globe. It is without question. There is no question whatsoever. Yet you still sit here and question it because a guy on YouTube has told you to, talking articulately and saying words that make you think he knows what he's talking about. It is not. Science is not here to cover anything up. It is here to discover. It loves being wrong because then it means that they've got a new discovery to come. You know, I hope that went down well. I may well or may well not do a second part. I'll just see how this one goes. And I just want people to just at least use some critical thinking skills and try and judge who genuine people are. I have worked that out now, that the genuine people are mainly on the globe side. Of course, there are a lot of genuine flat earthers. I was one when I was a flat earther. I believed it. So anyone that believes it, that's why I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm not here for the liars, the people that manipulate and the people that deceive you. I'm here for the fence sitters and the just genuine flat earth believers, because the earth isn't flat, and there's many facts that can prove it. But obviously the mindset you'll be in is, I need to tell you why you won't accept the proof. That's it for me today, guys. Keep it global, keep safe, keep clean, and keep coming back.
What you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.